Hi, my name is Kevon Owen. This is my friend Jack Smith. And a very real fact and a very real truth in the world we're living in today is there's a high probability that your kid, your teenager is going to encounter suicide. You've got an opportunity as a parent, and you should be a primary part of the discussion as it pertains to how you respond to that. Jack, how do you help your teenager once they've experienced suicide at their school?
Now, first thing I'll do is make sure that you're honest with them. They're looking for honesty. They're searching out answers. They're obviously going to be confused. They're going to be grieving. They're not going to know really how to handle it. And obviously, if the student was closer to your child, it's even going to be that much more important to be honest about it. Kids are going to fill in the blanks one way or another, so they're going to find out answers one way or another. It needs to be you giving them those answers.
The one thing that when we go in and we do crisis response, we start off by gauging how sad they are, how depressed they are, and from there we go into risk assessment and we ask very real, very true questions. Have you ever thought about suicide? Have you ever thought about hurting yourself? What would you do? What have you done? And if there's answers to those questions, the most immediate answer we would say to you is get help. And my recommendation is contact a counselor. It seems kind of fitting. After that, sadness is something that you got to kind of figure out how to cope with. So coping, is your coping good? Is your coping bad? And help them to know how to best express their sadness in a way that doesn't cause them problems. And then of course your support system is a huge thing. Who do you go and talk to? Because teenagers run in like circles. So if your kid is emotionally kind of bouncy, it's likely they've surrounded themselves with other emotionally bouncy people, which is not always the best thing in these cases.
Yeah, and I think it's really important for parents to have the right kind of response. If your child goes through counseling and then we do a risk assessment and you find out that your child has thought about these things or has considered these things, you don't freak out. That's going to make things worse. It's going to make your child push away and not want to talk to you. You want to be able to be the person that your child comes to and talks to about these things. And the only way you can do that is by being open, being supportive, being honest, and having some rational responses if your child is going through some of these things.
Now, Jack and I have been friends for some time. We spend a lot of time together, and I know a lot about Jack. I am a doctor of counseling. I've studied psychology for years and years and years, but I can't read Jack's mind. Whatever it is Jack's thinking at this moment, it's probably about the car that just drove by, but I don't know if Jack is depressed. I don't know if Jack is thinking about harm or anything like that. And so first of all, ask, but second of all, help your child to understand that they're not psychic. And so if somebody never expressed to them that they were thinking about doing something hurtful, well, that's normal. There's no reason for anybody to have known something unless they ask something. And guilt is a normal part of grief, but help them to know what they should and should not do.